So who said 2021 won't be as bad as 2020? Anyone? Well, the answer is no. Nobody said that. What I think is that 2021, it won't be worse than 2020, but it will have potential to be as bad as 2020. We'll just have to wait and see what goes on, of course, but I think with what's been going on throughout the whole year, it's going to transfer into 2021, obviously. Like it's basically 100% guaranteed 2021 will be either as bad or just like a step back from 2020. There's many reasons for that, of course. Whether it's the virus, whether it's politics, or whether it's just basically everything else that's gone all through 2020. I mean, those are like two of the main things I'm just going to be talking about, but all the other stuff as well in 2020. Basically, like, there's been a lot of things going on around the world. Just take a while to name all of the things that have gone, but I'm just going to be mainly focusing on the vaccine and politics, really. That's what I'm going to be mainly focusing about. So I don't. In 2021, of course, the vaccine will be coming for the general public, of course. The actual vaccine will actually be just be coming out within the next 2 weeks for the elderly and for healthcare workers, actually, as Trump has paid for all of those 100 million doses originally, and he could provide up to 600 million more. He's already paid for it, so they're going to get it for free thanks to him under his administration. And of course, the media is going to be like, "Oh, hey, the president-elect Biden paid for it." Of course, yeah. No, guess who's still president until January 20th, 2021? Yeah. So the media is going to say, "Hey, Joe Biden got the vaccine, even though Trump did. He paid for it all. It was under his administration." And the vaccine will be coming out probably, if I had to guess, around March or April of next year for the general public. And I know you're going to have to be able to take at least one of the vaccines. I'm pretty sure you have to take it twice. Like, you have to do it one shot, then you have to wait 3 weeks, then get it again, and then you'll be fully cured of the vaccine and not be able to get it or give it to other people. So it's not like you take the shot, you're good. It's actually going to have to take up to 3 weeks when you first get the shot. So, but it will be free thanks to the literal, I would say, if it wasn't for the media and everything he's had to go through, and for 2020 and everything he's gone through, and the way he's excellently governed this country, I would say if none of this would have happened, then I would say Ronald Reagan would be the best president. But because of everything he's had to go through, the best president, my favorite, the one that America really needs. And if, God, if Hillary won in 2016, this country would have just, oof, we would have been dead 4 years ago. But thank God he won that election. And he could still win, actually, this election. Now, of course, it's not confirmed who will be the next president. The legacy media doesn't get to decide, especially CNN. But even Fox News doesn't get to decide who the next president is. It doesn't matter what news source it's from, whether it's the most untrustworthy news source, CNN, or the one of the more, I say one of the more trustworthy. Pay attention to how I'm not saying the most trustworthy. One of the more trustworthy news sources, Fox News. I'm not saying the most trustworthy because of what's been going on at Fox News within since election day. Some weird stuff's been going on at Fox News that makes them a little bit less trustworthy. And as a conservative, it's not something we want to see in Fox News because anyone with half a brain can tell CNN is the most liberal news network and Fox News is one of the more Republican news networks. And they cut off, I forgot her name, but she was one of the people at a conference talking about voter fraud, and the guy at Fox News is like, "Oh, sorry, we can't show this," and I'm just like, "Well, what the heck, Fox News? Why can't you show it?" So, at first, I learned that on the Ben Shapiro show because he covers everything. That's my main source of news. I would say it's not where I get 100% of my news, but that's where I get about 95% of my news. I would say so. Yeah, from the Daily Wire. If you don't know who Ben Shapiro is, he's the editor in chief at the Daily Wire, and he runs this amazing podcast that you should watch because he tells the news as it is. Because facts don't care about your feelings, and you're just gonna have to deal with that. Because I look at the facts. Like, if Trump did something bad, then I won't try to lie and be like, oh, that wasn't actually bad. No, if he did something bad, I would just straight out say, well, that was just bad. But he doesn't do as much bad stuff as the media says. In fact, he probably doesn't do 99% of the bad stuff the media says he does. And it's not probably, it is a full on, yes, he does not do 99% of the stuff the media says. I mean, the media have been thriving on him, earning bank because of all the liberals reading all the news sources. So if you want to replace the establishment media, go check out Daily Wire. Add in a DW50 for 50% off of a Daily Wire subscription. Get the real news, not sponsored. I wish I was, of course. Yeah, but I'm not famous. So that's a big no on that for me, but if I was sponsored, that would be nice. But yeah, he tells the news the way it is. He's not the only one working there, of course. Basically, you can basically trust it. The Daily Wire to me is my most trusted news source out of everyone else. Fox News is not my most trusted news source. I don't know if it ever was. I mean, I never really paid attention to news before this year. Honestly, like if you ask me basically any topic going on during the day, like a year ago, I would be like, well, I have no idea what's going on because I don't pay attention to news. But now, yeah, I listen to an hour podcast every day, so I know basically what's going on because he sums up everything in just an hour, like an hour between an hour and an hour and 10. Really good podcast. Go listen to him because I enjoy seeing facts and evidence of what he's saying because he does provide the facts and evidence when he says stuff. He has like video clips, he has pictures, he has quotes, basically everything. So, because when you're making an argument and you're saying something about the other side, you need to have facts and evidence. So I'm not gonna be going around and saying stuff about who I disagree with and not provide facts and evidence because that is just making a losing argument, which is what the legacy media does. Now, of course, to liberals, it's a winning argument because they just blindlessly agree with them like a flock of sheep just following their leader, you know? That's basically how it goes with the legacy media and the liberals, but I look at facts, I don't look at feelings. If I ever make a claim, I will find evidence to back up that claim. I will analyze the evidence, and then I will present it to anyone. But I won't go around saying, this is true, when in fact, it is not, or I don't have evidence to support it. That is something that the media don't do anymore. And they blew all their credibility start as soon as Trump took office. All their credibility gone. Everything just gone. I mean, even before him, they were losing their credibility, but now they just full on, just straight up went full on liberal. Like they're not even trying to hide it anymore. I mean, they say they hire objective journalists, but anyone with a pea-sized brain could realize that they're not. But yeah, I mean, earlier in the year, I mean, we got stupid liberals saying that Trump shouldn't have started the lockdown. That's right, liberals said Trump shouldn't have locked down. But now, later in the year, they're like, well, why didn't you lock down sooner? They can't make up their minds. They just say anything to go against Trump. Like, literally any decision they make, they are the counter argument. They can't agree with a single thing on them. And there's nothing wrong with agreeing with the other side. Like if it's right, there's nothing in the Constitution that says both sides can't agree with something. Like just because the other party says something doesn't mean you have to disagree with it. Now, of course, most of the things we're going to disagree with, but not every single sentence has to be disagreed with. And that is something that liberals don't realize. Now, I realize that. I don't always say that liberals are wrong, but because it's 2020, basically 99.99% of the things they say are wrong. I mean, any other year really before Trump was elected, they probably didn't say as much lies. Of course, still a lot of lies, but not as much. But now in 2020, there's so much lies everywhere. Yeah, so that's like probably one of the main reasons why I watch Ben Shapiro. He just tells the facts as it is, and he doesn't always say Trump does everything good. Like, and I appreciate that about him because it's real news. And yes, he is a conservative, but it doesn't mean like it's in a way of him telling the news as it is, as objective journalists can't. And that's just a really annoying thing about objective journalists, but I can appreciate someone who can say when their own party did something wrong or when someone in their party did something wrong because then you know that they're not just blindlessly agreeing with every single thing their own party says, unlike liberals where they can't admit a single thing that they did wrong. Like nothing at all. Like Joe Biden is even like, well, Antifa's not real. Antifa's an idea, actually. Just won't admit his side is going around killing millions of Trump supporters. Well, I don't know about millions, actually. I don't have the data to back that up, so again, I'm not going to make that claim. But I know that there have been thousands. And if you just search up basically any article and just add all of them up, there are going to be thousands of Trump supporters just killed around the country. For simple reasons like they're wearing the MAGA hat. And that liberal comes up, it's like, oh, what? You support Trump? Oh, have a punch in the face. Oh, you're gonna cry? Yeah, stupid crap like that. And they physically attack them with crowbars. Like I seen a video where of one of the riots and liberal goes up to a store and I don't know if it's a he or she, but that person just starts whacking down the doors with a crowbar. And the media, they won't report protests like that. And if they ever do report protests, which are very little, but the very little they have, they say, actually, it's a bunch of Trump supporters going around rioting, actually. Well, where's the evidence for that? Huh. Well, every time they hear good news about Trump or they see someone wearing a Trump hat, they go riot. Huh. That's interesting. Interesting, huh? But when Trump supporters see someone, I haven't seen a Biden hat anywhere actually. Maybe it's just because where I live is like my county has 10,000 more Trump supporters than Biden supporters. Maybe that's why. But yeah, I haven't seen a Biden hat. But when a Trump supporter sees someone wearing Biden merch, we're not just like, oh, I'm gonna go attack you. No, but when Biden supporters see Trump supporters wearing Trump merch, they're like, I'm gonna go kill you. Like, seriously, that's basically how it is. And it's insane how the media, and if we agree, well, actually, yeah, if we agree with anything Trump says, and if we disagree with anything the media says, we are racist bigots, according to the media. How does that work? We disagree with your lies, and then you call us racist bigots? Interesting, but when liberals disagree with us, when we're saying something and they disagree with us, we don't go up to them and call them racist bigots. But they still call us that. I wonder how that works. Now, of course, not every single Democrat is insane. There are a few more sane, not far left Democrats. That's like the correct term. Not far left Democrats. There still is one. I don't have the tweet, but it was something this Democrat was saying like, What are you guys talking about? We shouldn't be saying defund the police and rioting and stuff like that. And then, of course, and the almighty Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez de Dumbash was like tweeted that person back a picture of her staring at him or her. I think it was actually, yeah, I think it was a guy. She was staring at him with like a serious face, like, and I'm just like, oh my God, the queen of makeup is threatening this guy. Oh my God, the lipstick monster is coming after him. Oh my God. Yeah, whenever I see a photo of AOC, I'm just like, oh, the lipstick monster and the makeup. Oh, I'm threatened by that. And literally not anything else by her. Also, apparently, it's offensive to call her by her Twitter handle AOC instead of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Like, I mean, for the one of the youngest people in Congress, apparently she's like 25, around 25. I mean, they should have hired someone who was older, more wise, and just not stupid. Yeah. What? Oh, yeah, and some good news with Congress, actually, instead of just talking about the Democrats. Let's talk about the Republicans for just a moment here. The Republicans are actually winning the House of Representatives this year, and they have by like they gained around 14 seats. So now the House with Republicans has more Republican seats than Democrat seats. So we got a Republican Congress, and Congress refers to the Senate and the House of Representatives. I'm saying we have a Republican Congress overall because what I've seen so far with the results is that, I mean, this could totally change, but there's 48 Democratic senators and 50 Republican senators. Now, of course, all this leaves left is a tie between 50 Republicans, 50 Democrats, or we could have like 51 Republicans and 49 Democrats. Or if we get lucky, we could have just 52 Republicans and 48 Democrats. I mean, that would be more ideal of a situation. And then Biden would have basically almost no control over anything he wants to do. All of his insane plans, like considering more lockdowns and taxing you more overall, but even taxing gun overdose even more because he doesn't like us having guns, even though he said he's owned other guns before, like AK-47s. Not sure exactly where, but I've just heard that. So I'm not going to make a claim, but I've just heard that he said that in interviews, I believe. So if I looked it up, I might be able to find it, but not right away. So I'm not going to make that claim. Again, because I'm a responsible citizen or a responsible conservative, I don't go around making claims I can't prove. So if I say something I actually believe in, but I don't have evidence, it's because I've probably heard it off the Ben Shapiro show, which is actually probably the most credible podcast you can listen to. So another thing that I almost actually forgot about talking about is the media's censorship on Republicans. So literally the easiest way to just see that, just go to Trump's Twitter. Basically 99% of his tweets have a thing that says, this claim about election fraud is disputed. This claim about whatever is disputed. Yeah, sure, by what? Liberal fact checkers? Yeah, sure, yeah. What? Political.com? Factcheck.com? Whatever. It's just so annoying every time I see that. And they censor us, and they're like, well, actually, we can only have liberals claiming their ideas and their facts, quote unquote. Yeah, you gotta be very careful when you're saying facts and liberals in the same sentence. You gotta be very careful to make sure you don't say liberals tell the facts when it's actually the opposite way. So yeah, just go to like Trump's Twitter right now. Like he doesn't even have to say it in his tweets. He can just tweet like a video And it'll be like, this claim about election fraud is disputed. It's insane. And when you try to click like on it, now it pulls up like another thing that says this claim about election fraud is disputed. So they're trying, like, social media is just trying all that much to make you not like tweets from Trump, do everything against conservatives, don't support them, is basically they're trying as much as they can to do that. Oh, and also speaking of Twitter, whenever I go to Ben Shapiro's page and give a like to his pinned tweet, his amazing best tweet ever, facts don't care about your feelings, I give it a like, I go back a few days later, it's unliked. I've done it I think 6 times now. I've had to re-like that same tweet over and over because Twitter does not like you liking that tweet apparently. Yeah, I remember. Okay, I replied at November 7th. Twitter keeps on liking this tweet on my account every time I click the like button, and the next day I count on your Twitter and I have to re-like this tweet. I guess Jack Dorkey's feelings don't care about facts. I got Jack doesn't know I exist. I got a single reply. Jack doesn't know I exist. Whoa. Yeah, I guess that's true. Because apparently I also did like a mini experiment on my profile just to see if I would get like an election fraud is disputed thing on my profile. And apparently no, it only applies to people that are like verified, people actually in Congress or anything politics really. I did 3 test tweets. I did test voter fraud, nothing. Test 2, voter fraud affected the election, nothing. Test 3, Trump won the election, voter fraud proves Joe Biden lost, nothing at all. So it doesn't affect people who aren't actually in politics anywhere or are like a celebrity or anything really. So yeah, but still, Twitter's probably doing something. I don't work at Twitter, so I can't see the statistics, but whenever someone tweets something like that, they do whatever they can to make it so people can't really see that tweet as much. I don't know what they would do to do that, but there's probably some sort of way with everything you can do with a social media site. There's got to be something they can do. So, but of course, because I don't work at Twitter, I can't see what insanely like what they're doing. But I can really only see how they're doing. Election fraud is disputed, and they used to here actually Twitter. They used to make it so you couldn't even like the tweets at all, where it said the election fraud is disputed, or yeah, with those this claim about the election fraud is disputed. Anything that would have that on, they wouldn't even let you like it all. They would let you retweet, but nothing else. They wouldn't even show how many retweets there would be on it on a tweet. So that's bad. Also, Facebook does the same thing. Like if you go to the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro's page for news, I mean, he and his team got statistics, and as soon as the censorship started, they saw like a big dip in page views because Facebook is also censoring what any conservative news there is. Just like how the New York Post, I'm pretty sure it was the New York Post. There's a bunch of names like there's like the New York Times and the New York Post. It was the New York Post. Their Twitter account was suspended for I don't know how long, like a month or two, because they tweeted out a true story about Hunter Biden's laptop, and the social media censored so much that basically nobody got to read the story except for conservatives who were smarter than to let social media beat them. So, yeah. There's also a new social media it's basically like Twitter but for conservatives. Like it's basically like a very similar layout to Twitter, and instead of having like a blue logo, it has like a red logo with a P in it called Parler. Basically, it wasn't originally designed to be for conservatives. It was made in like 2018, I believe, but it's a largely conservative platform now because all the conservatives are moving on to Parler because they're tired of the constant, insane social media censorship on Twitter and Facebook and other social media sites. Yeah, date launch September 2018 Parler, so it's just over 2 years old. So Parler, it really believes in the free speech, freedom of expression, free speech, that they won't censor people on there. And if you go to their homepage, actually, it says Speak freely and express yourself openly without fear of being deplatformed, and they put that in quotes, for your views. Engage with real people, not bots. Parler is people and privacy focused and gives you the tools you need to create your Parler experience. So, yeah, as soon as I get a phone, I'm gonna join Parler because I am tired of Twitter. That doesn't mean I'm not going to use Twitter at all because I still follow conservatives on Twitter that still use Twitter. Like, not every single conservative moved off of Twitter, but just the ones I follow, though, they're still going to use Twitter. So it's not like I'm going to completely not use Twitter at all, but I'm just not going to use it as much, I would say. I'm going to, if I want to go listen to people who are actually sane, I would go to Parler. So yeah, and there's outside of politics, there's like one last kind of minor topic to talk about. It's just hacking in 2020. Like this year, I've got my Roblox account hacked. I got one of my side Gmails hacked. Now my main one, thank God. And just 2 days ago, yeah, I got my Activision account hacked. Ain't that great? I probably spent like 100 hours or whatever on Modern Warfare, and I've spent 30 hours on Black Ops Cold War, and all that just got hacked. My PSN just got unlinked. All that many hours of content grinding gone. And if Activision support doesn't get my account recovery request processed, or when actually they will, but because of COVID-19, it could take up to a month. Because somebody else said it took them after a month they got their account back. So I hope it's not a month, but they said that they'll get my request processed within 10 business days. But then, of course, because of COVID, it's going to take longer, most likely. So hopefully I can get that back. I don't want to have to make a completely brand new account, lose all my progress. I'm not really concerned that much about Modern Warfare because I kind of quit playing that. I don't want to play Modern Warfare that much anymore. But still, that doesn't mean I just want all my progress just lost like that. And then on Black Ops Cold War, I don't want to start back at level 1, then have to go up to where I was, which is like Prestige 1 level 35-ish. Which took 30 hours, and I get to do that all again. And this is great. Great. Like, I'm missing all the double XP, double weapon XP, quote unquote, because Treyarch, that's, you basically have like a 0.10% XP boost going on right now, not double XP, not a 200% XP boost, basically a 0.10 for weapons. But for the actual leveling up XP, yeah, it's double XP. So I'm not really concerned about the weapon XP because that's just totally broken, but the actual progression XP, like, if I didn't get my account hit, I could probably be around level 70-ish about now. If I did like 2 level 50 games a day and I got 10 levels with each of those, I could be up to around level 70 right now, around 75-ish. And I would easily be able to get to Prestige 3 before Season 1 drops. I don't even know if I'll get my account back by Season 1. If I want to do any content, it'll be offline. I won't be able to grind to unlock any content like the skill trees. Apparently, I still get my skill tree perks and when I'm playing local, but I can't go check out which things I've upgraded because I can still see like when I get Juggernaut, I got 250 health in a local match, but I can't go to my skill tree. I can't earn Ethereum crystals because that's online only. I can't upgrade anything else. I basically have almost everything upgraded. There was like 3 or 2 of the what are they called? The alternate animal types. I don't know that alternate animal types. Like 2 or 3 of them have like a tier 2 instead of a tier 3. So I basically have almost everything. So I got really almost everything in my skill tree unlocked. But here later in the seasons when supposedly 4 more perks will be added because I'm thinking 4 more perks will be added. If you look at the what's it called? The the machine that gives you random and you can choose any perks, whatever. The Wonder Fizz, Wonder Fizz, yeah. There's like 4 out of stock options when you're looking at all the options on the side of the machine. It shows all the bottles you can get. There's 4 of them say out of stock, so supposedly there can be 4 more perks coming through all the seasons when all the maps are start dropping. But yeah, anyway, I got my Roblox account. I mean, the hacker didn't change my password. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. My hacker didn't change my password, but he wasted like I didn't have a lot of Robux. It was only like 15 Robux or something, but still he wasted all of it on a stupid shirt and then changed my outfit and everything. And Roblox support, like, oh my God, Roblox support, don't even start. It's just so god awfully bad. I couldn't even get near getting the hacker punished. And I knew exactly who it was because he made the mistake of saying the link to like every single friend on Roblox of mine to his video. And it was just terrible. Like you knew exactly who the hacker was, but Roblox support was like, oh, so your account was hacked. Okay, we reset your password, so just go log in again. And yeah, there you go. There's a password reset for you. And I'm like, no, that's not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was catch the hacker. I provided literally all the information to Roblox customer support. And they're like, okay, so we reset your password. Again! Like, they're just such a joke. Roblox customer support's a joke. I just, this, it took me probably like a couple days to realize, well, I'm not getting anywhere with this, so I just quit because for God's sakes, Roblox customer support is just a joke. And then my Gmail, somebody from Vietnam apparently hacked into my account. Don't know how, but yeah, I must have noticed. I think I must have noticed it like a few. I don't remember if it was days or weeks after it was hacked, but all of a sudden I went into my account one day. It was just like wrong password. I was like, what the hell? And it said like password was changed like however many days ago. I was like, ah, crap. So luckily I did get my account back. I don't think the hacker did anything to my account. Looking at everything, nothing looked like it was affected. So that was good, but it did say Google has the thing where it says like last signed in or like all the sign in reports, and then it said from like Vietnam. So yeah, that's where the hacker's from. So can't really do anything about that. But still, like, come on. And then my Activision account, I already explained that. So hopefully the call recovery request will get back to me soon. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I don't think for sure they will get back to me before season one even drops. So it's just one of those things where only time will tell what's gonna happen. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's just what's on my mind. 2021 again. Who said it was gonna be better than 2020? Literally no one. There's a reason for that. I mean, year 536. Anybody ever heard of that year? Worst year ever? No, 2020 is worse. Yeah, I mean, I don't think so, but it's the worst year of our lives, not of humanity's lives, but just our lives in general. Year 536 was much worse. But anyway, so yeah, this turned out to be much longer than I thought. As we talked about half an hour, over half an hour now. So yeah, that was just a bunch of stuff. Did not think it was going to take that long, but yeah. So I just want to say one more thing about politics. I will, and I'm happy to listen to what the other side has to say, and that has to do with anything, not just politics. Actually, I am willing to listen to what the other side has to say, so long as they can listen to me and don't just call me a liar or a racist bigot as soon as I express my opinion or just start displaying facts. If the other side can provide facts, good. I will admit if I am wrong. If they provide facts that prove me wrong, then I will say, well, good job. Because I am a professional human being. I'm not outside of gaming because you don't have to be a professional game when you're gaming. You don't have to be professional. You can just screw around. That's like the one time you can not be professional. You can just screw around when you're gaming. If you're a professional human being, when you're gaming, you don't have to be professional. That's like the one time you're exempt from being professional. You can just screw around. You could be a kid. But yeah, anyway, I will listen to what the other side has to say so long as they listen to me. They don't just call me a liar right away, just be like, oh, you're a liar. Oh, you're a racist bigot. Oh, look at you. How could you disagree with me? So if another person from another side of an argument that's the opposite of mine wants to have a professional conversation, I will. And if their facts and evidence is enough for me, then I will say, good job. Your claim is more supportive than mine. So you are the correct person in this position in this argument. But of course, in 2020, there's not that many people that are like that. I don't have any friends. I don't know for sure, of course. I bet I do have liberal friends, but I just don't, most of my friends, like 90% of my friends, I don't know their position in politics, honestly. The ones I do know, though, one of them is like centrist. I can just tell by the conversation we had. I could tell that she wasn't a Republican, definitely. But I'm pretty sure, by the way she was talking, she wasn't liberal. I mean, she even told me before that she leans liberal, but she doesn't consider herself one. So, that I'm okay with. Like, I don't really care what my friends' political positions are as long as they don't get mad with me, because if I'm talking politics with people, I want it to be a professional conversation. I don't want it to be just where they get mad at me. So if they're just gonna get mad at me for expressing facts, and when I say facts don't care about their feelings, and they just start getting mad, then I'm just not gonna talk politics with them anymore. But if I can have a professional conversation with someone about politics, then I will. But it just can't be where they're just non-professional and they just get mad at me. Yeah, and some of my friends, yeah, they are conservatives, so we get along really well. Like my best friend, he's conservative, so we get along really well. We agree with everything, so it makes conversation really easy between us. Yeah, so yeah, that was basically everything I had on my mind. So yeah, go think about everything I said. Don't trust the liberal media. They're insane. All the lies they spread. 2021. It won't be worse than 2020, I guarantee it. At most, it'll be just as bad.
Thank you all for watching. Give this vid a liking. Go subscribe for much more. Comments I don't ignore. And post notifications.